Hello, and welcome to the Experience Local with Russ and Scott. Each week, they bring you conversations with local Christian businesses and business owners. Join in every Monday live at 9 a.m. Pacific on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. Catch the audio on KWIL 790 AM Monday evenings at 6 p.m. The Experience Local is brought to you each week by wonderful sponsors.
BBSI, payroll, workers' comp, HR and business consulting services. BBSI.com. Independent merchant brokers. Low cost and no cost debit and credit card processing. 877-460-4747. IndependentMerchantBrokers.com. Bosun Hub. Since 2012, Bosun Hub has built over 350 websites and many ad campaigns. BosunHub.com. Adams Rib Smokehouse, 210 State Street in Salem. 503-362-2194. AdamsRibSmokehouse.com.
And now, your hosts for the Experience Local, Russ and Scott.
And here we are.
Woohoo. Hey, everybody. We made it live on the Experience Local with Russ and Scott. We're so glad to be here. Happy Monday, everybody, and happy April, Scott.
Yeah, you know, it's just a beautiful April day right here in the Valley. It's a beautiful weekend, beautiful Easter weekend. We were at the Adair Park for the big extravaganza. Probably 1,000 people were there with children, grandchildren, lots of families, lots of fun. 9,000 eggs being hunted.
Wow, 9,000! Oh my goodness.
Yep.
Yeah. It was a blessed day for us too. Had an amazing worship service at Family Life, and just was so great. Bless had friends come for Easter. It was great, and yeah, really enjoyed it. So, and now we're in a new month, and this is no April Fool's joke today. We are really here live.
Yeah, you know, it's funny, Russ, because the first month of the Experience Local went by so fast. We had such great guests, and today is no exception.
Oh my goodness, yeah, it is great. I am just blessed, and you are blessed to have so many amazing friends that are believers in business, that are people that want to come out and share with their community. And we're so glad to be here. We're here every Monday, everybody, as you heard in the intro. And what a blessing it is to not only be able to live stream, but also to be able to be on KWIL 790 and be promoted on Hope 107. And it's just a great opportunity for local business and for people just really to share their faith. Right, Scott?
Absolutely. So here we are on Monday, April 1st, and it's the Experience Local second month. And I believe this is now our 5th show.
I know. Can you? It's hard to believe it's gone by so quickly. Although the 400 episodes on Marketing with Russ I did went by quickly. So, I mean, it's amazing how time flies when you're having fun. But I'm just blessed to be part of this community. I'm blessed that God has put me here and has given me you as a friend, and our amazing guest today, Mr. Sam Rice, who's an incredible friend of mine. Just so blessed. So let's do it. Here we go. Mr. Sam Rice is coming in. He is doing so many amazing things. I'm just going to let him tell you, but first we're just going to welcome him to the show. Hello, Sam.
Hey, Sam.
Hey, good morning, guys. How you doing?
We are good.
Yeah,
so good. And you know, Sam, you're doing so much stuff. Came off a blessed Easter yesterday. I'd love to talk more about that, but let's start off with the basics. Who is Mr. Sam Rice? What are you up to? And what kind of business do you do here in the Mid-Willamette Valley?
Okay, well, I was going to pull an April Fool's joke on you and say, I got to cancel this interview. I'm terribly sorry, guys, to blow your whole show. But I just can't do it. I just can't do it. Anyway, my name is Sam Rice, and I am the owner and the founder and whatever else you want to call me, CEO of Independent Merchant Brokers. but that's just a part of what I do, and a big part of what I do is I've got a family, and I live here in the Corvallis area. Currently, we live in Philomath, and go Warriors! And got a large family. Been involved in the community. We've been here for about 26 years now, and moved here actually from McMinnville, and lived in Arizona for years before that. But yeah, we started the business 12, maybe 13 years ago here in this area. I was in contracting for 25 years, and that kind of, for some reason, went south. In 08, 09, a big devastating earthquake economically happened, and kind of put a lot of guys out of business. I decided it was time to change things up for me. And through a friend, a relative, I got into this industry, and that is the payments industry. We handle credit card, debit card processing, and point of sale systems. And that's kind of what we do. And it's a little bit about my family, but there's more if you want to know. So.
Well, I love that, because as I was thinking, Sam Rice, Independent Merchant Brokers, and thank you for being a sponsor of the Experience Local. And debit, credit card processing, certainly everywhere we go, right? And I was thinking, so how did Sam get started in this? Were you like the little kid going around all the lemonade stands and helping all your friends? But you made that transition from contracting. Let's get some more of this history. How did you choose contracting? I mean, we know a little bit about how you got involved with the credit cards, but we want to learn more about that as well. But how did you get involved in contracting?
Well, way back in the 1980s, when I was a brand new husband and coming on a brand new father, I needed to get into something where I could support a family. Had no plans on having as many kids as we did, but we did know we wanted to have a family. And I got into, I was a tile contractor. I did ceramic and marble and granite and things of that nature. Worked in a lot of really nice homes and did a lot of fun stuff and exciting stuff. And but yeah, I spent 25 years in that industry and loved every minute of it. Enjoyed it. It's a lot of hard work, but it was a lot of fun. Incorporated my oldest kids in that for a couple of years, and then kind of everything kind of fell apart in that economic downturn. And a lot of guys that were in the business had to get out of the business because it took a while to bring things back around. So anyway, that's kind of my history. And then, like I said, about 13 years ago, we started Independent Merchant Brokers.
You know, I think I was blessed, Sam, to be in on really some of the early years of Independent Merchant Brokers. And I remember meeting you at, pretty sure it was at a greeters meeting, one of the chambers. You and I are still both very active in all of that. It's such an amazing way to get involved in the community.
Yes.
And, you know, I know that Hope 107 and KWIL have always been really involved in the chambers in the community too, which is great. And so talk a little bit about, you talked about your family, and there's a lot more to talk about when it comes to your family. You just have a couple children and your faith and all that you do, because you're a pastor in town also.
Yes. Yeah. So I got to this passion a long time ago of doing something for the Lord. My wife and I decided we were going to make ourselves available for ministry years and years ago. Got our training and all of that, and we started a church here in Corvallis. And it's been a great ride, a great time, and got a great church that's doing great things. And yeah, just to mention the kids, we didn't start off with the intention of having so many, but we ended up somehow with 12 children, and and they're fantastic kids. They're all serving the Lord. 2 of them are missionaries right now. One's in India, and the other one is in South Africa with their wives and families. And I have another son that's a pastor up in Beaverton. And so it's just been a blessed ride, ministering with them, doing things with them, starting the church with them. And it's been a wonderful time. And so couple of years ago, we had a couple of daughters with Down syndrome. Those were my 10th child and my 12th child. Both girls had Down syndrome. And that's kind of what got me into this business. Is I really, during that downturn, Lily was born and things were real difficult at that time. And I needed a way to support not only a large family, but a child now with a disability and some struggles. And so I was very concerned about that. I was crying out to God, and God kind of led me into what I'm doing now through a friend. And we started that business, and now I've got 4 sons that work for me full time and with me in the business, and they're enjoying themselves and having a great time. And we're just enjoying what we're doing in this area. So very good.
I love that, Sam. I know that I didn't know you in the contracting days, but you mentioned that you got your children involved in that business as well, and you've carried that through. Tell us a little bit more about working with your family and how that integrates with your faith. So you've got you had the contracting business, now you've got independent merchant brokers and the church. Tell us about all this integration with family.
Well, first of all, I think that the entrepreneurial spirit is very much alive in the Christian community, and I think there's a reason for that. I think God inspires us to think big and to think outside the box and to be creative in how we do our business and how we function. And I think that's what kind of inspired me from a young age to kind of have that kind of mindset and that hunger to accomplish something. And that all kind of works in with my faith and my belief system. And I do believe that God blesses those who do what he wants them to do. And we've tried to be an obedient family and be a part of a faith community where we're involved in doing things for the Lord. And I think that's called all integrated, but bringing the kids in and allowing them to be involved in was probably not my first, it wasn't an intentional thing. Mm-hmm. What happened in that is that they all, as they were growing, got involved in different things. My 2 oldest sons are in the medical industry. They are doing great things in that. And one's a nurse and the other one's an EKG tech, doing great things. But the younger, I call them the 3 amigos. They were 3 boys that were born back to back, and they're the ones that are kind of involved with me in the work, and then also obviously involved with me with the church as well. So we've kind of just integrated the whole thing. We just felt God helped us to fall into what we're doing. So
yeah, I just think that is so amazing, Sam, because it's not always easy to work with family, and especially, with all that you've got going on. And it's not always easy to pastor a church with family.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like half of the arguments that happen in families happen on the way to church. And so,
I wonder why that is.
I don't know, especially when you're trying to get 12 kids there to church. I'm like, I asked you years ago, I said, either your wife is a little or she's a saint. And you told me she was a
saint.
Absolutely. She's a saint.
And a little bit crazy at the same time.
When we went
a fantastic woman.
Yeah. Well, when we went to Tyler's wedding back in a few years ago, and the first time I'd actually met her in person, what a beautiful, lovely lady, and came right up to me. Very good pastor's wife, coming out and greeting and being nice, but she was so genuine, and I just appreciated that. I know that it's got to give you strength to have a strong woman at your side in all that you're doing, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Cannot do what we do without a strong person beside us and helping us along the way. And that's been very, very true, especially with a larger family. If she's not into it and she's not working with it and happy and excited, then it just doesn't work. And so she's been all of that and so much more to me. So I just got I got very, very blessed in marrying the right person. And I've always told my boys, all of my boys, they've married up just like their dad. So
yeah, that's so great. Yeah, I was going to say, along with that, Scott, before you jump in there, sorry,
Yeah.
I was going to say that, this one thing that I really love, Sam, is your passion to help people and help the community in your credit card, debit card processing and point of sale systems company. You're out there to save people money and help them. You're to get away from the companies that are taking advantage of people and really kind of gouging them and really help people out. And that is a blessing. It's not all about money to you. It's about the people. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so when I got into the business, I quickly found out that a lot of the companies, most of the companies that were in this industry, for some reason, in some way, had developed a very bad reputation with a lot of merchants. And so I kept running across this, and people, having attitudes, not favorable attitudes towards the industry. And I kind of wondered about that. And, as they told me their stories, it disturbed me. The contracts, long-term contracts, the leases on equipment, and all kinds of little gotchas that were built into merchant services, credit card processing. And I thought to myself, well, if the lessons that I learned in the contracting industry, if you treat people right and you do the right thing by people and you treat them with respect and dignity, you're going to have more business than you know what to do with. I found that to be true in the contracting business until the economy fell apart and we found ourselves looking for other work. But what I did was I just took that same concept. If I can succeed in the contracting business, which is also very competitive, and just do the right thing by people and treat them with respect, I'm going to get that. I'm going to get the business. And so I kind of eventually, it just kind of one thing led to another, and started working with some companies. I developed what's called independent merchant brokers in response to what I was seeing. I wanted to be able to represent the best companies, the best products to my merchants, and then also protect my merchants from what this industry can do to them with a lot of long-term contracts and very unfavorable terms and conditions. And so that's kind of what led me to where I'm at, and here we are today.
It's,
God bless.
Cash. I very rarely use cash anymore. Right.
Yeah.
It's so much more convenient to use the debit card. And a lot of churches are going this way as well, that
Sure.
their giving used to be passing the plate around or a box in the back, and people would put in cash or checks, but not many people are doing that now. It's really using the flexibility of the cards and being able to pay online and so forth. So can you talk about some of the success stories where you've worked with the small businesses or nonprofits and churches and help them save money? Because man, I know there's a lot of money that's going out.
Yeah. We have been fortunate to run into some situations where merchants have been treated very, very disadvantageously, if that's a word. I don't know if that's a word.
It is today.
But unfavorably, let's say. And with one construction company out of Salem, I think we're saving them over $100,000 a year in processing fees. And it's not just because they were treated unfairly, although that was a part of the picture. A big part of the picture was the fact that they were paying all of the fees for transactions that their customers were doing with them. And that's one of the things that independent merchant brokers kind of specializes in, is that we help the merchant not to have to pay those fees if they choose not to. We put them into programs whereby the customer can either pay all of the fees that it's costing to take a credit card and be responsible for that, or at least pay part of those fees. And I think the industry is very much changing in the 13 years that I got into it, where consumers are more aware of the fact that these fees are costing the merchants money. And they're having to obviously increase their prices based upon what their costs are. So costs continue to go up for the consumer. And if there's a way to charge the consumer only for what it's costing the merchant for a particular service, then you can eliminate the cost for the people that are paying cash or paying by check. And so that's one of the things that we specialize with. Our point of sale systems for restaurants and cafes and coffee shops We have the ability to do a dual pricing system whereby there's a cash price and there's a non-cash price. And so that really helps a lot of merchants to save a lot of money. It helped this construction company in their systems to be able to save, like I said, over $100,000 a year. And for a small business, small construction company, that's a lot of money. That's a significant amount of money to be able to do other things, hire new people, implement different things for their employees, benefits for their employees. They've been able to do so much as a result of that. It's been great.
Yeah. What I find amazing is you guys have such great customer service. Your boys have taken after you and are doing such amazing work. And you guys take care of my credit card, debit card processing, which helps me get paid and helps me move forward. I'm a small fish in the big pond, but it's just a matter of you guys really care about everybody. And, I know people like me are not your bread and butter, but it's by helping people that want to get out there and speak great things about you, promote you to others. I'm always talking to people about IMB. You are the only credit card, debit card, point of sale system people that I'm ever referring to. And you guys do a great job of getting out in the community. And that is what I'd like to bring it back to. And that is with the networking and connecting you guys do. It's been such a great service to you, building that know, like, and trust factor, getting people in there that really trust you guys. And I'm telling you, in your business, you need people to really trust you, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Trust is everything. The know, like, and trust is a big part of everything that we built this business on. And people trust, or people like to do business with people that they can trust. And that's the bottom line. Answering your phone calls is a big part of trust. When people call you, they got an issue or a problem, responding to those things in a quick and efficient and professional manner builds that level of trust. And we've worked really, really hard to do that. And yeah, you mentioned my boys. They're fantastic. They're doing great things. My son Noah calls himself one ring Noah because he tries to answer his phone within one ring. He's great. He can be out doing this or doing that, but a customer or client calls and he's on the phone, he's helping them out. He does a fantastic job. So they all have good hearts, and we're all trying to just serve our communities and take care of the people that the Lord has blessed us with to care for. So that's where we're at.
Yeah.
Fabulous. Yeah. Just fabulous. Tell us a little bit about your church for people that might be looking or new to the community and thinking that maybe they need a new church, want to come join.
I pastor a church called the Potter's House. It's a non-denominational church. Started back in the Jesus People movement, our fellowship of churches. We have over 3,000 churches in the world. And our desire is to reach lost people and to just bring the message of God's hope and God's love to as many people as we possibly can. And that's kind of led to my three sons that are in the ministry now, as they just said, kind of caught that spirit and that heart. And now they're doing great things. And two of them, being in the mission field at young ages, it's been a fantastic experience. Jonathan, as you guys probably know, well, I know Russ knows Jonathan real well. He's had a dream since he was 8 years old to be on the mission field in India. And he said God spoke to him about that. And that's where he is today. And it's a direct result of a church that has, and a fellowship that has a passion to reach the lost and to reach the world for Jesus Christ. And so that's kind of a little bit about our church. And we're here in Corvallis, Oregon, right off of Philomath Boulevard, right between Philomath and Corvallis. So that's who we are.
Awesome. So awesome. Samuel, you, besides being an amazing friend and being such a great supporter for me, I have found you to just be such a man of integrity. You love people, and you're a super blessing to me and my family. And I thank you so much for that. And I just want to thank you for taking time for being on with Scott and I today. We want to wrap this portion up with you giving everybody your gold nugget of the day. What do you really want people to remember from our conversation today? And then remind people how they can get in touch with you.
Gold nugget message of the day is people are important. People are of value. And God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth on him should not perish but have everlasting life. If God can love people that much, people like me, people like you, people with struggles and problems and issues, then we ought to love people. And that's what Jesus said that his disciples would be known for. So here we are. That's our desire and our hope. So love people.
And people get in touch with you how?
Oh, how do they get in touch with it? Call us. Call us today. Independent merchant brokers can be found. We have a website under Independent Merchant Brokers, or IMB for short. You can call us on our cell phone numbers directly. If someone merchant wanted to call me, my cell phone number directly is 541-760-2899, and you can talk to us. We're happy to help you in any way that we can. And so that's I've got all kinds of other numbers, but those are the ones that,
in one ring or less, or the phone call is free.
And Sam, say your number one more time slowly so people get it and we get it for online.
Okay, so my number directly, 541-760-2899.
And there it is, right below you, magically appearing because of the amazing Ever in the background. Thank you. And you know what? I just want to thank you again, Sam. You and I will be talking soon, probably see each other tomorrow morning or at least sometime this week. But, every week I look forward to friends like you coming together, and you've been a blessing to be on with us today. So thanks so much for being here.
Well, I just want to say thank you, guys. Thank you for all that you're doing. I fully support local businesses and local people doing local things. I really, really appreciate you, Scott and Russ. Appreciate your friendship, and look forward to doing great things together in the future.
All right.
Fabulous. Thank you, Sam.
Thanks so much. We'll see.
There we go. It's hard to believe. Another show wrapping up with amazing people, Scott.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, more inspiration. It's just it's great to see how Sam was able to make that transition from being a contractor into, I'll say, a very radically different business, into financial services. And I think it gives us all hope and inspiration to say that when things change around us, and they will continue to change, that we can be diligent and find a way to support our family. Even if you have a quiver full, like Sam and his wife.
And his quiver is definitely full for sure. Mm-hmm. I would highly recommend everybody reach out to him. His email's been ticking along the bottom. We put up his phone number. There it is again. And I'm telling you, share this show out with the businesses that that are looking for faith and businesses that are made of believers, people that love God, that also love their community and their family and all that they do. I think it is so amazing that we are blessed in the Willamette Valley with so many amazing people. And Scott, I'm just blessed to be on here with you, my friend. Thank you so much for being here every week.
So much fun to be here with you. I enjoy these inspirational stories, and remind people, come in every week and find great stories like Sam Rice of Independent Merchant Brokers. Remember, call him direct, 541-760-2899. He will answer the phone.
That's right. And there it is up on the screen one more time. And please reach out to them. And Scott, thank you again. What a blessing you are every week. Everybody, we're here every Monday, and we're here for your listening and viewing pleasure. This show does broadcast live 9 a.m. on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And it also broadcasts on KWIL at 6 p.m. And as we said at the beginning, we'd love for you to be there for both of those. It also converts to podcast, so you're able to listen in so many ways and share this out. But with that, we're going to say goodbye for the week. Thank you, everybody. Have a blessed week. See you next Monday.
Cheers.
Thank you for tuning in to The Experience Local with Russ and Scott. Listen to the program on Spotify or wherever you listen to fine podcasts. Join in every Monday live at 9 a.m. Pacific on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. Catch the audio on KWIL 790 AM Monday evenings at 6 p.m. We look forward to seeing you next time on The Experience Local with Russ and Scott.